I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less.
Magic Maze. Now, I didn't tell Thomas, but I want to read the bottom of this. It says, after being stripped of all their possessions, 4 heroes are forced to rob the local mall for all the equipment they need for their next adventure. I always explain that when I start teaching this game, even though it doesn't seem so heroic to be stealing your equipment.
The anti-hero.
Yeah, but without a backstory of much more than that, we find our heroes in a mall. This is a real-time cooperative game where we're all working together. We cannot talk, and we need to get to the 4 squares, so we need to explore. It's an exploration game, and we need to get to all the heroes to their individual color symbol simultaneously, and then we need to get all of them to their colored exit. That is the essence of the game. You cannot talk, and you can only move the heroes in certain directions. So for 2-player games, you can move them in 2 different directions, and then you have a special power. And Tom can move them in 2 other directions, and he has 2 special powers. And so if we need to move the green one this way, I can move it this way, but Tom has to move it down, and then he can move up the escalator, and then we can explore. And so that is how this game is going to go. There are only a few ways to communicate. By few, I mean 2. Couple ways. This is the do something pawn. I put it in front of Tom, very nicely and lightly, gently in front of him, because he needs to do something. You can do it frantically as well, or you can stare intensely at someone to get them to do something. That is the only form of communication that you have. You can't point, I need the purple to be moved.
That was the least intense stare Molly's ever done in this game.
Oh,
do a real one.
Yeah, I definitely moved my body more than that. So, that is the essence of the game. So, simplicity versus complexity.
It starts simple. There are several scenarios that will get you to where you can play with the full rules of the game. And then after that, they add additional scenarios to say, like, play with without the do something token, or play where you can't use the timer flipping option for so many times. There's like a whole bunch of scenarios. It's also a little complex because of the iconography. And this gets a lot of people, including me. You need to get the purple pawn to this token, or this tile, and then everyone has to be simultaneously on their own at the same time. When that happens, you now have to escape, and you escape through this. For instance, the yellow player can only, which is the warrior, can only escape through this yellow tile. And that's when all of these get out and it's very busy looking. I don't know where this purple thing is. I don't know where the yellow tile is. And they try to help. There's a little purple marking. This whole tile has the yellow walls. So like they do try to help, but it can be complex, not just in the rules, but while you're playing, it's difficult to parse what's going on.
I think this game is complex. I think that knowing, what symbols do I need to get them to first, and then what do I need to do? After your first play, you'll get what you need to do. It's just recognizing those symbols that's complicated. And then also, just the not communication makes it tough, because it's real time, and meaning we're all playing. I cannot police you, per se. All I can do is put this in front of you to get you to do something. So it's complicated, but easy to grasp. Luck versus strategy.
Well, I mean, there's a little luck. In this base system, there's only, I think, 2 tiles that you don't need. And so if they're on the bottom, you don't need to explore them. But how often are they going to be shuffled to the bottom? This is a little lucky. Other than that, I think it's all strategy. You got to look at each of these. Everyone's moving them at the exact same time, and you can teleport across the board. And everyone has to realize, the timer is running. And if we let it go down to the bottom, we lose. So we have to get to this timer spot so we can flip it over. There's a lot of strategy here.
And there's a ton of strategy, and you can talk at certain times when you flip the time, but the time is still running, so you gotta use that time. I just said time, like 3 times in the same sentence.
You just did it again when you said times.
I know, but it's a different sentence. So you gotta use your time wisely, and how often do you talk. You can say, okay, we're gonna go in order, or it's just gonna be chaos, and so there is a lot of strategy in how you attack this game, and yeah, I said not much luck, because you just need to explore all the tiles. Hopefully they're close to each other, what you need. The yellow is close together, so then you can go to the square and then exit. That is lucky. Otherwise, it might be across the board, which is unlucky, but you can still have the right strategy to win. Fun versus boring. Oh man. I love co-ops. I love franticness. I love chaos. This is my game. I love this game. It is hilarious. You've got to play with the right group that won't get too mad. If they don't know what they're supposed to do, but will just laugh and be like, I don't know what to do. But you gotta be with people like, I have no idea what you want me to do. Because then you all just end up laughing. Because you're like, everyone else sees it but you, and they can't do anything about it. And so we just need to get to the time. And sometimes Tom and I are like, get to the time, just go. Oh, we just lost. Right? Because they didn't get it. And we just laugh about it and be like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about the time. So, super, super fun game.
I've played both where people have gotten angry and where people have laughed their heads off. In fact, Molly's old college roommate, Elmo, if you're listening, she and I got it in our heads that we needed to go to the exit, but we hadn't gone to the appropriate spots first. And so the only time that we were in sync the entire game, we were just moving. We got all the way up there, and the other two were like, "What are you doing?" But of course they can't talk, and it was hilarious, and we cracked up. But I've also had people, you're kind of like, "Come on, do something." You don't say it. You just kind of put this in front of them, and they don't know what to do, and they're getting frustrated. It's a tense, real-time timed game, and I think that can go either way. And so you got to, balance your group. Is this going to be for your group? You decide. I'm through playing this game without doing the awesome scenarios. You get these ones where you have to bash the security camera. You get to look at more tiles. You can talk on a certain point. Only the dwarf can go underneath this door because it's small. And I'm through with this, like, let's all do the one where we can talk to start it out, or we don't switch our special powers. No, I'm done with that. This is the type of game that you can play over and over and over again in a night, and that gets old quick, because it only takes 5 minutes. So for me, I'm going to go on Board Game Geek rating. What are you going to say?
10 out of 10.
I'm going to go 6 out of 10. It can wear out its welcome for me because you can play it so many times, but it is grudgingly fun.
Magic Maze. We presented the evidence.
You be the judge.